What the fuck is that?
We'll go.
If you discover bodies underwater, don't be afraid. They just want to invite you over to their place. The story follows an influencer couple who traveled to a lake in France. Legend has it that a century-old mansion lies at the bottom of the lake, submerged by a flood 50 years ago. And for years, no one has dared go near it due to rumors that it's haunted. Determined to break 1 million followers, Thomas decided to risk exploring the haunted house, unaware that they were about to witness the most terrifying sight of their lives. At first, the underwater world seemed full of life, with traces of past human activity everywhere. When they descended to 30 meters, they finally reached the mansion's first gate, and oddly enough, a statue of the Virgin Mary was tied to it. There was also a no entry sign hanging there, but they ignored it and climbed over the fence into the estate. That's when Tina noticed something strange. It was eerily quiet, and not a single fish dared come near the place. They swam up to a house where the front door was locked tight, so they had no choice but to circle around the perimeter, only to find all the windows sealed shut as well, until they finally discovered an openable window in the attic. Just then, a dark shadow suddenly flashed by, startling them both. To be safe, Thomas sent the drone in first to scout ahead, and once they confirmed it was clear, they followed it inside. The scene before them immediately sent chills down their spines. The furniture inside showed no signs of decay, and the books were perfectly intact. Nothing like what you'd expect after 50 years underwater, as if time had stood still here. At that moment, a figure appeared behind a chair.
What?
Oh my god, that scared the hell out of me.
Fortunately, it was just a doll, so Thomas pushed it aside and continued exploring deeper into the house. He opened a door and found a child's bedroom where the furniture still looked brand new. And even more unsettling, the walls were covered with photos of children. Thomas suddenly noticed what seemed to be a human silhouette behind the curtain.
Fuck! Tina!
What?
Look! There's someone behind that!
What are you talking about?
So he mustered his courage to check, but the next second, the drone's light suddenly went out. Fighting through his fear, Thomas pulled back the curtain only to find nothing there. Tina was getting scared and suggested they leave immediately, but Thomas didn't believe in ghosts and insisted on continuing the exploration. He knew this kind of thriller footage would generate massive views online and didn't want to miss this rare opportunity. Just then, the drone's screen seemed to be experiencing some kind of interference and started flickering constantly, forcing Thomas to reboot it. And after a while, everything returned to normal. They moved on to the next room and discovered a statue of Jesus, and behind it was a hidden door. This was where the real horror began. Together they moved the statue aside, opened the door, and swam through. And unlike the previous areas, the water in this room was unusually murky, looking like some kind of storage room filled with mannequins and videotapes everywhere. As they looked further in, they discovered 2 corpses hanging in the center of the room.
What the fuck is that?
Bound by iron chains with steel masks covering their faces, and below them was a massive totem, as if some kind of ritual was being performed. And what was even more bone-chilling was that these 2 bodies, just like the furniture, showed no signs of decay whatsoever. At that moment, they suddenly heard a noise behind them, and Thomas realized that a wooden door behind him was slowly creaking open. Fighting through his terror, he slowly went in to investigate, only to witness a scene he would never forget. The room was filled with countless bottles, and inside them were human organs, all of them appearing to come from children. That's when Thomas truly began to panic and immediately tried to leave with Tina, and they swam toward the exit with all their strength. But when they returned to that attic window, there was now a wall blocking it, as if it had always been there.
Fuck! There's a fucking brick wall!
Tina instantly fell into despair, and Thomas quickly urged her to control her breathing or they'd run out of oxygen fast, so Tina forced herself to calm down. But just then, she looked on in horror as a female corpse came floating toward Thomas from behind.
There's someone there! Oh my god, I saw someone!
Where?
And Thomas immediately turned around but saw nothing, so he reassured his girlfriend that she might be hallucinating, and that the most important thing right now was to find a way out.